Good day. I'm Mrs. Qiniso Ndlovu, the Finance Manager Revenue Section under Financial Services Department. I look after the billing for the city that incorporates meter reading, delivery of bills, and payments and receipts from customers. I will now go into the income streams for the city that the city is billing for. We have income from rates and other taxes such as unit tax. Then we have licenses and fees. We have rents on properties that are leased by the city. We have sewerage fees. We have solid waste management, which is the collection and disposal of garbage. We have water charges. We have interest on overdue accounts. Then we have miscellaneous income, which is not billed, but we receive on ad hoc basis. This includes hire of facilities such as halls, swimming pools, and some sales such as those of slabs for entry at properties. The budget for 2022 under the revenue side stood at 15.9 billion. The partial budget up to April, which is for 4 months, was 5.3 billion. The actual performance up to April on the accrued income is 5.2 billion. And the collections thereof are at 3.3 billion. The level of collection shows that a number of city's residents are not paying their bills in time. This affects the delivery of service in that the city is unable to procure the inputs for service delivery and pay for them timeously. Thus, it affects the level of service that the residents can enjoy. We have debtors for the city that total 5 billion and 5 as at the end of April 2022 billing. And this is broken down into various ward debtors. The greatest debt is sitting with domestic debtors, which owe 62% of the debt, followed by industry and commerce. Then government also owes under the parastatals and the ministries that are paid for by the Ministry of Finance. Then the council has various payment platforms, which include over-the-counter payments at district offices and at the Central Revenue Hall. The district offices are around the city. We encourage residents to use the district offices as much as is reasonable possible instead of coming over to the city's central office, as it causes overcrowding at the city's central office. The council also has various payment platforms for the convenience of the paying public. There is the EcoCash platform, which is maybe the most highly patronized one by domestic consumers. There is the other mobile money such as One Money, telecash payments platform. There are banking platforms also where we have mobile money banking with various banking institutions. Then for institutional payments, we have direct bankings with bank accounts that we share on our website, and also at our counters, the details can be obtained. For the mobile money payment applications, there is no need for one to submit a proof of payment, as the city interfaces with the banks, namely CBZ Bank, FBC Bank, and ZB Bank, plus Tel1, Telecash, and One Money. If anyone pays using any method other than these that I've mentioned, which we have interfaces with, they need to submit proof of payments. Then we also have other service providers, that is Pay Now, eSolutions, and Grey Dot, that give the customers convenience to pay from the comfort of their homes. Grey Dot offers card payments at selected supermarkets and spares shops. That is Green Supermarket, Fazak, and Bulawayo Spares. We encourage residents and stakeholders to use these platforms for their convenience. The city's bills are generated monthly based on the reading of the water consumption, and thereafter the city reads the meters every month and then produces the bills, which are then delivered to residents. But it's noteworthy to mention that from February 2020, the city was unable to read bills to read meters until June 2021, when meter reading was resumed. This led to a lengthy period of estimations, and a number of queries arose when we then started reading meters. A number of adjustments have been passed in the system to adjust for the over and the under estimations in the period that meters were not read. And most of the bills are now accurate. We therefore implore and encourage citizens to pay their bills in time. We encourage citizens to approach our customer sensitive liaison officers at district offices and even at the central office to make arrangements and payment plans to pay their bills. And we encourage customers to pay bills in time to avoid affecting service delivery, affecting the city's liquidity. We also implore customers, whenever they have queries, to come forward with their meter readings and present them so that their bills can be reviewed. The city has realized that there have been substantial increases in the prices of basic service delivery inputs, which include fuel, bitumen, spares, medicines, stationery, due to the economic conditions that are prevailing in the country. There has been a change in the exchange rate regime since the beginning of May. This has necessitated an urgent review of the city's existing tariffs, as they are no longer adequate to cover the costs that should be covered to provide these services. The city has therefore advertised that the city will be embarking on will be reviewing the tariffs, not necessarily increasing the tariffs, but through alignment of the tariffs to the US dollar value that they were at the time of the approval of the budget. The city has therefore based the tariffs that were in existence on the US dollar value that was there, and therefore will be translating these tariffs monthly at the end of each month using the prevailing rate on the last day of each month, which is the billing date that is reflected on the bills per month. And if there is no movement in the exchange rate, it means the bills will remain constant for certain months. The city, however, will continue to bill in the Zimbabwe dollar and will continue to accept payments in the local currency and also in foreign currency. Residents are therefore encouraged to pay their bills in time to avoid the erosion of value, thereby affecting service delivery. And also, they are encouraged to pay in foreign currency for those that have access to foreign currency. The city needs some imported inputs and some inputs that are sold in foreign currency to continue to provide services. Currently, the city's interest rate is not commensurate with the erosion of the purchasing power of the money that we pay in local currency. Therefore, residents are encouraged to pay in time, or the city may have to review the interest rate to one that is commensurate with the erosion of the purchasing power of our currency. Council proposes to bill with effect from the bills for 31 May 2022, which are service fees for June 2022, plus the water and sewer consumption for May, using the prevailing exchange rate. I'll now explain how these tariffs are worked out. At the time of budgeting, Council, the rate was at 101 Zimbabwean dollars to $1 US. This is the prevailing exchange rate as at November 2021. Council therefore went back and translated the tariffs that were approved using that rate. I'll now give an example of a bill for a certain ward that was 2,800 Zimbabwean dollars. This was equivalent to 28 United States dollars. Using the current exchange rate, the bill for 2,800 was now less than 10 US dollars. Therefore, Council has not increased its charges in US dollar terms, but Council seeks to restore the value of the Zimbabwean dollar to its equivalent in US dollars. Thus, the bill of 28 US dollars will be translated using the prevailing exchange rate on the date of billing, which at the beginning of June, end of May, was 331 Zimbabwean dollars to $1 United States dollar. This will bring the bill that was 28 US dollars to 9,300 Zimbabwean dollars. We acknowledge that there are a number of our customers, including top corporate consumers, who are paying their bills timeously every month, and this has kept the city running this far. We appreciate and acknowledge all your efforts and implore you to continue supporting the city. Siye phambili.